Tom, do you want to speak on this at this meeting or the next meeting? Both? Okay, good. All right, with that, we do have public comment. Under the Texas Open Meetings Act, each person making a public comment has a right to publicly voice concerns or criticism of the city council, including the criticism of any act, omission, policy, procedure, program, or service. However, the right does not extend to the public criticism that is otherwise prohibited by law. To ensure that all members of the public can be heard in a fair, impartial, and respectful manner, any public comment that includes defamation, intimidation, personal affronts, profanity, or threats of violence is prohibited. Tom, we have you signed up. Marshall? And do we have a clock? If not, can we have a timekeeper? 3 minutes, Tom? Tom, you had down here 2 and 3.
Yes.
Which?
I'm going to address 2 right now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. My name's Tom Marshall, and I'm a resident of Fredericksburg. My comment, as I've also mailed in earlier, is are there criminal or civil penalties for not abiding by the oath of office? The reason I'm asking is because I took that same oath and I signed it. There's no expiration on that oath, as I understand it. I will do what I can to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, Texas, and the laws thereto. So that is my question. Are there penalties for not following that oath? Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Daniel, you want to address that at this time?
I want to thank Mr. Marshall for emailing the question ahead of time so I could actually do some research on this question. I couldn't find any criminal provisions that specifically address violation of an oath of office. There is a chapter 39 of the Penal Code which lists numerous offenses related to what could be categorized as an abuse of office. Generally, if there's an act committed by an elected official that violates a law related to their office, and they do that with the intent to harm somebody or to defraud or for personal gain, that could be a criminal offense. That can be a misdemeanor or a felony depending on the facts of the offense. As far as civil penalties, again, I couldn't locate any authority or anything that directly addressed this issue of abuse or of violation of an oath of office. There are certain remedies I think would be available to a member of the public if they thought they were appropriate. If an elected official is not performing some task that they're mandated to perform under law, that's not a discretionary act, but something that they have an obligation and duty to perform, and they fail to do that, you would have a judicial remedy to get a writ from a court to essentially order that person to perform that duty. If our city charter has a recall provision in it, most home rule municipalities have a similar provision which allows the public, if the public determines that an elected official is not performing their duties to the satisfaction of the public, then they can institute a recall, which requires a petition signed by a fixed number of members of the public, of the community, and then an election to determine if that person should be removed from office prior to the end of their term. I will say that as far as civil penalties are concerned, elected officials are protected by official immunity. Meaning if they're making some discretionary decision or performing a discretionary task, and they're doing so within the scope of their position and they're doing it in good faith, then they're generally protected from liability for their decision. It's only when they abuse that discretion, either step outside the scope of their office or act intentionally to hurt or defraud somebody or something like that, that they could be subject to liability. So the short answer is I couldn't find anything specifically on point on your question, but those criminal and civil provisions that I discussed are the closest I could find that would apply to that type of situation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel.
You're welcome.
Tom, just so I'm not confused, did you want to speak to something else on this particular meeting? Is this for the next meeting? Okay, thank you. Okay, with that being said, thank you for the input. Now we will have the issue certificate of the election and the administration of the oath of office for Bobby and Kathy. I take it we want to step up front. Our judge, come on in.
Oh, Judge, look who's here tonight.
Okay, we'll do it from here. There you go. All right, this will be your oath of office as council members of the City of Fredericksburg Council. If you'll repeat after me. I, Kathy O'Neill. I, Bobby Watson.
Bobby Watson.
Do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute
Faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of
council member
council
of the City of Fredericksburg, State of Texas,
state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States
Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
Okay, right?
Amen.
Daniel, do we need a motion to adjourn?
You do.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Have a motion by Tom. Second by Jerry. Any further discussion? There is none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed, motion carries. And our next meeting will be at 6 o'clock. So y'all are welcome to stay, visit, or go have a cup of coffee somewhere and come back, please.